Afternoon. Today is March 27th, 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 27th. It is 1:41 p.m. and this is the City of Corpus Christi's Building and Standards Board, and I now call this meeting to order. We'll now take a roll call of board members. Coretta Graham, here. David Foster. Did he say here? Are we linked up?
Yeah, it's just a bad connection.
Okay. Joe Ortiz.
Here.
Catherine Giffen.
Here.
And we have Pete Cavazos, who's excused. So is there a motion to excuse Mr. Cavazos from the regular meeting held on May 27th, 2021?
Oh, sorry, point of order. I think we do that at the next meeting, correct? Okay. Yeah, today we excuse the absences from the previous meeting, if there's any.
Oh, okay. It said March 27th, so.
Yeah.
Do we have any excused absences from March 25th? That we need to vote on?
Members, Art Ramirez was terminated due to his absences.
Okay. We're gonna move on to the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting held on March 25th, 2021?
I'll make a motion.
And that's Mr. Ortiz. Is there a second?
Catherine Giffen seconds the motion.
All in favor of approving the minutes of the regular meeting held on March 25th, 2021, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Now we're on public comment. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the board on an item not on the agenda today? Please be advised that the Open Meetings Act prohibits the board from answering or discussing your comments. The board may only, 1, make a statement of factual information, 2, recite an existing policy in response to the inquiry, 3, advise you that the subject of your comments may be placed on an agenda of this board at a later date. Is there anybody on WebEx? No. Okay, seeing no one come forward on public comments, we will move on to staff report. At this time, we will hear from city staff regarding the property located at 2819 Moore Street.
I think we need to do a motion for the staff report. To accept or not accept.
We're gonna go back and, oh, wait a minute. Okay, before we do the staff report in our agenda, we have to vote. We have to vote on a chairperson and a vice chairperson, because that follows public comment on the agenda, but I didn't see it in the script. So, following the agenda that's in our book, we're gonna table the staff reports portion for a minute and do item F, which is vote on a chairperson and a vice chairperson. For board members who may or may not be aware, we did have elections of officers, and the person elected as chairperson passed away. And I was elected as vice chairperson, so we need to is there a second?
Catherine Giffen seconds the motion.
Any discussion? Ready for the question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Congratulations, Coretta. Okay, so now we will open the floor for vice chairperson. I would like to nominate Ms. Giffen, Catherine Giffen, for vice chair.
Second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Ayes have it. Congratulations, Ms. Giffen. You are vice chair. So now we will go back to staff report, and we will make a motion to, what?
Excuse me, Diana Garza, just to let you know, on our staff report, the 2709, 2711, 2713 didn't appeal, so we're taking that to the council in June.
Okay. With that notation, do I have a motion to accept the staff report? Is there a second?
Catherine Giffen seconds.
Any discussion? Ready for the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Ayes have it. The report is adopted. So I guess at this time, we will hear from staff regarding property located at 2819 Moore Street.
Okay, Diana T. Garza, Code Compliance Officer, reporting for 2819 Moore. On October 27 of 2020, the city became aware of possible violations, at which time I conducted a building survey and took photos. On November the 3rd of 2020, notice of violation letters were mailed out to all possible owners, occupant, and interested parties. On December 23rd of 2020, a reinspection was conducted and the property was still in violation. March the 18th and March the 19th of 2021, the notice of violation was published in the Caller Times. May the 3rd and May the 4th of 2021, the notice of hearing was printed in the Caller Times. On May the 3rd of 2021, emailed complainant letter to the Building Standards Board members. Copies of each property was filed with the Nueces County Clerk's Office. On May the 4th of 2021, the notice of hearing letters were mailed out to all possible owners, occupant, and interested parties. This is a damaged structure. The fire happened back in October of 2020. Taxes are current. They've been paid by the actual owner. Utilities have been terminated since April the 15th of 2015, and no contact with the owner, and the city is maintaining the property right now. These are my findings for 2819 Moore, sorry. This is the structure. There's only one and a half walls standing, but the fire took everything damaged. There's a detached structure that was in the back of the property also that was damaged by the fire. That's the structure in the back. And that's my finding for 2819 Moore.
Does any board member have questions for staff? I have a question. They were actually owners for the house?
There's an owner to the
Oh,
property.
wow. Did they abandon the property?
It was vacant at the time.
Does any other board member have a question for staff?
Were you able to get in contact with the owner?
We sent a notice, and I called the number that was listed on the utilities, and there was no response. Yes, it went through the whole thing, yes. Well, I was trying to reach the owner to see if we could get a demo grant so that we can just finish it off and clean the property, but there was no response.
Yeah. Yeah, the tax record shows that the owner lives in town at a
Yeah, he
different
lives off of
location.
Tiger Lane, somewhere in that area.
Seeing any more questions from any of the board members? Okay. Mr. Foster, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you. Seeing no further questions, at this time, I will now open the public hearing regarding the property located at 2018-19 Moore Street. Is there anyone wanting to speak in favor or against the staff's recommendation of the property located at 2819 Moore Street? You may now present your comments to the board. Please state your name for the record. Is there anyone on WebEx?
No.
Okay. Seeing no public comment, I will now close the public hearing. Does anyone on the board wish to make a motion?
Like the motion. I do like to make a motion that if he not responding,
We have to say it in a way,
You want me? Under the provisions of Section 1322 H1C of the Corpus Christi Property Maintenance Code, and due to substandard and dilapidated condition of the structures, a hazard to the health, safety, and welfare of the public is henceforth declared. Therefore, the owner will be required to demolish the structure within 30 days. If demolition is not started and completed as required, then the city will be authorized to demolish.
is there a second to the motion?
second, Joe Ortiz.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I think, let me see, let me check the agenda. I think there was one more thing.
Sorry, I just want to clarify, did we get it on the record that 1902 Comanche and 2817 Moore were pulled?
No.
No.
Okay, I just want to put that on the record since we advertised those addresses to be discussed today, but at the request of the legal department, they were pulled and they'll be resubmitted at the next hearing.
Okay, thank you. Next on our agenda is discuss the annual report. I will defer to staff on what that means.
I don't know who.
Did you bring it?
No.
No. Can we get it? Can somebody didn't they email it to us that we have to agree on what to fill out on there? Or we can get a blank copy across the hall, maybe?
Yeah, we could probably get with Norma Duran.
If we can pull it up on the screen and we can knock it out, since it's required that we submit one.
Yeah, they sent it to us.
Okay, so here's the memorandum, and I think everything's attached here. You want to read the memorandum?
Yes, I'll read the memorandum. Basically, the city's Code of Ordinances requires that all boards, commissioners, and committees prepare a report of their goals and objectives for each calendar year and the goals for the upcoming year. The city revised their policy regarding city boards and commissioners and commissions. The new policy changed how the annual reports are prepared and submitted. I think it was due back in January, but it wasn't on the agenda, so now we need to just go ahead and
And then, because of the COVID and stuff, we didn't have,
yeah.
the minutes and stuff, so.
So, I guess we can look at the form.
You want me to click it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So I guess they just want our goals and objectives. This says 2020, but I'm assuming they mean 2021. And description of the action taken in furtherance of the goals. And did the board make a recommendation to council? And
And then this year, this one, 2021.
oh, so I don't know about last year, but
So,
we didn't meet last year.
I think
Or did
she's
we?
bringing, I think she's gonna bring a sample,
Okay.
because I remember when they brought the sample over in January, that some of the other boards put something to that effect, that it wasn't a requirement for the last year or something like that, so for the first two, I believe. So,
So from number 4, number 5, so number 5 says how many times did the board meet? So we only met January and March, so twice, and this is the third one for 2021, right?
Yeah, I think this would be our third meeting.
Yeah. And then how many vacancies did the board have, and for how long? Should we have vacancies last year for that, for 2021?
Well, I think those have to be for the previous year.
Well, it says 2021, number 4.
Yeah, what are your goals for 2021? But how many times did we meet? If this was supposed to be turned in for January, then that's talking about last year,
Last year?
not this year. And then when we fill it out again in January of
Of
2022,
2022
we're
would be
going to put how many
2021.
times we met this year.
Well, we didn't meet in 2020, did we?
We
met
in November?
We met in, well, we didn't meet in January because there wasn't a quorum. And then March,
No.
The
I think
COVID
I think we
canceled
only
the
met
March.
like in November of 2020. That was the last one that we met in 2020.
I think you
Yeah,
did meet in
when-
2020.
Yeah, we did. It was WebEx. I was on WebEx.
Yeah,
So like
November.
one meeting.
yeah, that was the only time.
so how many times did the board meet or fail to meet? So we met, well, the board failed to meet in January 2020 because of no quorum.
No quorum.
And then March was canceled, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had all those, yeah. there was-
Because of COVID. And then there was no meetings because of COVID for May, July, September, and then we met in November.
November, yeah.
So what's an example of our goals and objectives for 2021?
We need to tell them.
Oh, this is just the blank one?
This is Liza Lopez, Code Compliance Program Manager. So Coretta, you're supposed to fill this out since you are the chair. Diana can email you,
I can fill it
This-
out right now, but,
well, it has to be done, it has to be typed
oh, electronic.
and sent electronically
Okay.
to Norma. So when Diana sends you the email, she'll copy Norma. So that way, when you send it back, you'll send it to Norma Duran with the city secretary's office. And my understanding, it's due by January of each year. So one was already submitted to city council, but she said if you can get this back as soon as possible, then they can do send this in as a revised
Oh, okay.
report. And then for next year, or I guess this year, maybe in December, start, or when is our last meeting, Diana?
November.
So in November, we'll start working this up, and then it'll need to be turned into the city secretary's office by December, because January is when they push that through to city council.
Okay. So, but what's an example of goals and objectives that was submitted last time?
Did she submit an example?
She,
Oh, she came
she
over.
brought one.
She came
but
over to talk to us in
So-
November. She's not there?
I think what I looked at or suggested last time, so it says the purpose of the board is to enforce the
3105.
provisions set out in the code by conducting hearings on matters brought before the board and through issuance of appropriate orders. So a good goal or objective would be to enforce the code of ordinances as it relates to substandard buildings and, I don't know, make decisions in accordance with the law. I mean, like I said, you don't want to say something like, well, we want to demolish 20 houses, because then it looks like
how
you're
we
setting
do
a
it.
quota to demolish instead of really taking each case fact by fact to determine whether it qualifies for that. So basically, that's what you're doing, right, is you're coming to these meetings, you're listening to the facts, and you're making a decision based on the law and the health and safety of the public, how to proceed. So you just want to. And then I think I had suggested last time that maybe one of your goals and objectives would be to ensure attendance, because last year that really had an effect on us, or the year before too, 2019, we had to cancel a lot of meetings because of no quorum, which led one property that was right behind Ray High School to linger for almost 2 years. So these absences really affect what we can do on properties if we don't have quorum. So I thought that should probably be a goal that y'all might want to.
And recruit board members too. Because we have, what, 2 vacancies?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 3, that's enough.
That sounds good. I mean, to start with.
And maybe, Coretta, when Diana sends you the email and copies Norma, you might want to reach out to Norma Duran in the city secretary's office. Maybe she can send you the actual report that was submitted to council this year in
Okay.
January, so that you might have something to work off of if you'd like.
So do we have to do anything on this, or?
I think, so on the number 1, if I remember correctly, when she showed us a sample last time, the other boards put that this wasn't required the previous year. So there was none, like, or they put NA
Yeah.
wasn't required previous year on number 1 and number 2.
Okay.
And then on number 3, did the board make recommendations to council? No, we didn't.
No.
The number 4, we just talked about. Number 5, we kind of just talked about too.
What the recommendations are, question, that's when the motion, a recommendation is.
Y'all don't ever really make recommendations to council. There are some boards that they're advisory, that they do make recommendations to council, like the Animal Control Board makes recommendations to amend the city ordinances.
Development services.
If a property owner appeals, that's when they go to city council, but then you all don't make recommendations. It's the staff that's making the recommendation to uphold your decision to tear it down, or whatever decision that y'all made that they're appealing. So I can't think of an example, but that I know of, y'all don't really make any recommendations to city council
So-
at this time.
Do we need to just vote on the objectives for 2021?
I think that's the only thing that y'all
Okay.
all agree on, the objectives.
So is there a motion to approve the following objectives for 2021? Given that in 2020, because of the pandemic, we really didn't we only met one time. So we didn't really, but anyway, I need a motion to accept the following objectives for 2021. Number 1, enforce city ordinances and codes concerning properties. Was that all? Was more to that? Was there more to that?
What
Can
did we
I-
say? Enforce the provisions of city codes
Enforce the provisions.
as
of
they relate to substandard properties and make decisions in accordance with the law.
and make decisions in accordance with the law. So the first objective is to enforce the provisions of the city ordinances as they relate to substandard properties and make decisions in accordance with the law. And the second objective is to ensure board attendance so we can conduct meetings. And the third objective is to recruit board members.
I second the motion, or
Oh, just move
I move to motion.
to, so we have a motion to adopt these 3 objectives for 2021 as our goal and objectives. Is there a second?
Second. Jordan, second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Next on our agenda is identifying items for future agenda. Does the staff wish to address the board to identify any items for future agenda? No. Does any board member wish to identify items for a future agenda? Seeing no items identified, I would like a motion to adjourn.
Excuse me, Coretta?
Yes,
It's
what?
Jessica over here. I don't think y'all did the motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I thought we did.
I know you did the absences and the staff report.
No, we did the minutes because I read it, but I'll do it again.
Okay.
Before we close, I'm going to, is there a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting held on March 25th, 2021?
Catherine Giffen motions to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
Joe Ortiz, second.
All in favor of approving the minutes of the regular meeting held on March 25th, 2021?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Ayes have, motion carries. Okay. I need a motion to adjourn.
Joe Ortiz makes a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Catherine Giffen seconds.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Ayes have it. And it's 2:12. Ooh, that's a good time. We did that. We did that. Be prepared. Have to stay and sign something? You have to sign some paperwork?
Did you use the new